Welcome back to some more battles. We are in the new cup rotation. We got Spring Cup to deal with now. And let's see what we are cooking up. We got the Golisopod paired with the Shadow Tentacrurl and the Amoongus in the back. Our opponent does switch out into the Weezing, and this is one of the targets for our Tentacrurl. Usually, we can resist all the moves. Of course, they can know Brutal Swing and Overheat, but this one is running Sludge, so we are going to be able to win this matchup here. You can see we almost get the farm down. However, because the Sludge is resisted, we are able to survive that as well, and that is the perfect HP held to leave off of a switch. They get very, very minimal farm. Now we come in with our Golisopod, and we do get that shield. We are going to tank this move. It ends up being the energy ball. That's huge damage, actually. And now we have this 2-shield Amoongus versus their Tentacrurl. They go for the Acid Spray, and they're just trying to fast move pressure the win. We are going to fire off this Grass Knot, which is good neutral damage. We don't get the farm down, but we finally get the farm down after that. We see the Abomasnow having to shield here. We just throw the move and we try to get to this move, but unfortunately not able to do that, and they're going to be able to snipe us down. So GG's to our opponent. The game came down to whether we were going to shield that energy ball from that Abomasnow or not. So next game we got the Starmie to deal with. This Golisopod pretty decent against their front line and their switch so far. We fire off the Aerial Ace, chip away at this Araquanid, and then go into our Tentacrurl. They go for the Bug Buzz, and we resist it easily. We're going to fire off this Acid Spray. Doesn't quite kill, but we do get the farm down before they get to another Bug Buzz. And then we're going to be able to throw this Scald back at this Starmie, which goes for the farm down, but look how much damage we've already done. This potentially knows Power Gem, so we have to respect it. We're going to go and throw up the shield, and then we're going to fire off our own Aerial Ace. The Aerial Ace is going to not get them that low. However, we are going to have to just fire off moves. We go for X-Scissor Bait, and they do get that shield, but like we just mentioned, this Tropius is looking to core break our entire backline. Able to do super effective fast move damage is not great for us. We get the switch out. Maybe that's a hope. Nope. Unfortunately, they are going to be able to reach a move and take out our Golisopod as well. So GG's to our opponent. Man, Tropius, we don't see that often, but you can see it was able to core break our team between the Golisopod and the Amoongus. Alright, Golisopod versus the Weezing here. We're going to go into the Amoongus. They're staying in. Okay, I was going to say, that's a interesting situation. We are going to fire off this Grass Knot. This Grass Knot dealing resisted damage, but you can see this next Grass Knot threatens potential KO, and that's pretty much what we wanted there. We did call that bait, and we are able to simul KO, so that is honestly it's not the best case because we could flip it, but probably second best case. Simul KO, get the shield, and now we have the Tentacrurl onto their Weezing exactly where we want it. We shield here. This Sludge is gonna get shielded, unfortunately, and now we know they have a Sludge, so we decided to just go for the farm down. We commit to the farm down, they get to another Sludge. We believe in our Tentacrurl, and that's exactly the case. Able to survive that. Throw this Acid Spray and soften this Shadow Feraligatr to the point where we might even be able to take it out with all these Shadow Claws and one X-Scissor. Let's see. X-Scissor, yeah, see? Able to farm down with that because of the debuff. So, well played by us, and on to the next game. Basically, the Tentacrurl is targeting the Weezings and then coming out with a ton of energy and hopefully softening whatever is in the back. So here we're going to have to throw this Aerial Ace, and we do get the shield. They anticipated an Aqua Tail or Aqua Jet, but we don't have it. But unfortunately, we actually don't want this Malwell in our back versus the Amoongus, so we're just going to stay in here. The Tentacrurl has the best matchup against it. We don't have to worry about anything. They decided to finally switch out into the Cradily with no shield. Let's see how this plays out. We are going to show the first one, even though we could survive it, but we just want it to be fairly healthy. We fire off the Grass Knot, does roughly 50%, and now we can tank this move and then optimize our next move here. We fire off the Grass Knot before they get to theirs. This is going to take out the Cradily. We expect the Malwell to come in. We tank the move. Ironhead is revealed. We can tank that. And now we see the Ferrothorn come in. We're going to fire off this Acid Spray, not only to debuff them, but potentially get a farm down with the Amoongus later. Scold is going to get used. And it, I don't know, just like what, 40%, 45%? And then we're going to just call this right here. Ends up only being the Mirror Shot, and that's going to allow us to win the game because the Astonish is going to be neutral to most things. So GG's to our opponent. Yeah, Astonish here, probably the MVP. Or of course, if we get the Tentacrurl onto the right stuff, that's also very, very, very nice. Okay, here you are gonna just try to chip away at this thing. Luckily we do have the Aerial Ace, good neutral damage, soften this Tentacrurl. The Tentacrurl here did build up a lot of energy, but it's only gonna be the Acid Spray. This allows us to get to another Aerial Ace, get them into the ray. We're gonna try to catch a move, but we didn't catch a move, but they stay in actually. We're just gonna tank this. We don't care what it is. Acid Spray is revealed so they can soften our Shadow Tentacrurl. We're going to throw the Acid Spray as well against this Lapras. Trying to get to another one. This is kind of nice. Double debuff. They're locked in for a little bit. And look at that. The Tentacrurl taking down the non-Shadow Lapras. Very low yellow. We force them to use energy here. Sparkling Aria. Not going to be enough to take it out. So we're just going to swap out. And we have a little bit of energy advantage. We're going to fire off the Sludge Bomb there, and they actually let it go. So that is huge advantage for us. We just shield whatever now. We don't care what this is. We know it's probably Sludge, and we're going to get the farm down. That's very nice for us. We have a lot of energy. They decided to throw in their their Lapras with Skull Bash. Luckily, it was not Ice Beam, and we are going to be able to farm down for the win. So check out the team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.